Hi guys, it's Mrs. Kelley. I'm going to read chapters 3 and 4 of Tigers at Twilight, Magic Treehouse. Well, hello.
Hey.
How are you?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good. Are you gonna hang out and listen to me read the story?
Yep.
Okay. Well, here we go. It's called Tigers at Twilight. It's about Jack and Annie, who are brother and sister, and they
Jack and Annie.
Yes, and they go on adventures from a magic treehouse. So, yesterday we ended chapter 2, and Jack and Annie just landed in India, and they were exploring, and then Jack saw a picture of some gashes. Hi, Rolf, how are you?
I'm all right.
Are you good? Are you enjoying your time?
I'm a little bored.
Oh, I know. We're all kind of bored, I know. But we have to entertain each other, and luckily we have technology that we can say hello. I'm actually reading to my first grade class. Do you want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. First grade class.
Yes, they're really, really great kids, and I miss them a lot. I do. Okay, here we go. So at the end of the chapter, Jack read that tigers sharpen their claws on tree trunks. They leave big gashes in the bark. What? Said Annie, and she stopped and looked back at the tree. See what I mean? Said Jack. Tigers live here, and one of them just came this way. And so chapter 3 is called Life or Death. Here it goes. Tigers? Said Annie. Cool. Jack read more. A wild tiger eats almost 5,000 pounds of fresh raw meat a year. 5,000, Ralph.
Wow.
Right. Oh, not so cool, said Annie. Jack went on. Tigers usually leave elephants alone. And like many smaller cats, tigers often avoid wild dogs.
Whoa, hey, my brother is wild dog.
Teddy growled. Oh, they have a dog named Teddy.
Hey, Teddy, how you doing?
Teddy growled. Wild dogs, not a shrimp like you, Jack said to Teddy. A tiger would eat you in a minute. Would he eat you off in a minute?
Well, he might. Tigers are mean like that.
You're too witty. He won't eat you.
All right.
Teddy growled again. Just then, Ka and Co began hooting. Coo, coo, coo. The peacocks cried, cock, cock. A small deer made short barking sounds and stamped their hooves. What's going on? Said Annie. We better put Teddy in my pack, said Jack, to keep him safe. Jack slipped the dog into his pack. Teddy's head poked out of the top. All set? Jack said to the little dog. Teddy growled again. This time, yes, that's what he did. This time a fierce growl answered back. It surrounded them. Jack's hair stood on end. Yikes, said Annie. A tiger, said Jack. Arf, arf, Teddy barked.
Arf, arf. Wow. Bow, wow.
Ka and Co screeched at Jack and Annie from their tree. They want us to join them, said Annie. Come on. She grabbed a branch and climbed up. Jack's hands were shaking as he put his backpack on. He grabbed a branch and pushed off the ground. He pulled himself into the tree. It's okay, Rolf. They'll be all right.
Okay.
Another growl shook the forest. Oh, man, said Jack. Coo, coo, coo. The langurs climbed higher up the tree. Jack and Annie followed them, climbing from branch to branch. The sky above was no longer glowing. The bright orange had faded into a twilight gray. Jack looked down. He couldn't see the ground at all. He listened for another scary roar. Listen. Only the cries of frightened forest creatures filled the air. Maybe the tiger's gone, said Annie. Jack glanced at Ka and Co. The langurs cuddled together. Their dark faces looked worried. Maybe not, said Jack. How can we get to the forest without running into them, said Annie. That's a problem, said Jack. And it's getting dark. Soon we won't be able to see anything. Ka and Co hooted again. They pointed down the tree trunk. Arf, arf, Teddy barked from Jack's pack. Do they see the tiger? Jack asked. His heart was thumping again. He couldn't see anything but leaves and branches. Then, far below, he saw the tree trunk move. A snake, said Annie. The snake was slithering around the trunk. It had black and tan markings. The snake's body was as thick as a tree trunk. A python, breathed Jack. The python kept curling up the tree trunk. Is it poisonous? It's okay, Ralph. It's all right. Is it poisonous? Said Annie. Jack pulled out the book. By the last light of the day, he found a picture of a python. He read aloud. A python is not a poisonous snake. Whew, said Annie. Not so fast, said Jack. He read some more. To kill its prey, the python squeezes it to death and then swallows it whole. A python can swallow an animal the size of a full-grown deer.
Wow.
Oh, yuck, said Annie. This is more than just yuck, Annie, said Jack. This is life or death. Ka and Co chatted at Jack and Annie. Not now, said Jack. We have to think. The langurs grabbed thick vines. They leaned back. They jumped all the way out of the tree. And here's the picture. See the picture?
Oh.
You can see the python in it. The langurs swung through the air like trapeze artists. They swung over bushes and tall grass and landed in another tree. They screeched at Jack and Annie and waved their arms. I know what they're saying, said Annie. They want us to copy them. And that's the end of chapter 3. Rolf, do you want to stick around for chapter 4, called Swing Time?
Sure.
All right, great. Chapter 4 is called Swing Time. Annie grabbed a vine. Jack looked back at the python. The giant snake was still winding its way up the tree. It had almost reached their branch. Jack took a deep breath. Then he grabbed the vine too. Lean back like Ka and Co did, said Annie. Jack and Annie leaned back. 1, 2, 3, go, said Annie. They swung from the tree. Jack felt his stomach drop. Air rushed by him. Leaves and branches slapped at him. Suddenly the forest shook with a great roar. Like a flame, a tiger leaped from the bushes. His yellow eyes blazed. His teeth shone like daggers. His claws barely missed Jack and Annie. Ah! They yelled. The tiger crashed back down to the bushes. Jack and Annie swung into the langurs tree. Jack threw one leg around the trunk. I hope you're not reading ahead. Jack threw one leg around the trunk. He let go of his vine and held on tightly to a branch. Oh man, he said. He was in shock. The langur patted him as if to make sure he was okay. Wow, that was fun, said Annie, sitting on a big branch. Fun? Are you nuts? Said Jack. The swinging was fun, said Annie. The tiger was scary. Just then the tree began to shake. Branches snapped below. Oh no, cried Jack. Can tigers climb trees? Asked Annie. Probably, said Jack. He hugged the trunk and squeezed his eyes shut. From below came loud sounds of chewing, smacking, and crunching. Teddy growled. Jack groaned.
Like that?
Yes,
Oh.
probably. Now the tiger's eating the tree, he said. Annie burst into laughter. Ka and Co whooped as if they were laughing too. Arf, arf, barked Teddy. What? Said Jack, opening his eyes. Look. Annie pointed at the twilight. A thick gray tube was waving in the air. Another snake? Jack said, horrified. No, an elephant trunk, said Annie. The trunk wiggled near Jack and Annie as if it were sniffing them. And then it picked leaves from the tree and disappeared. Let's go see, said Annie. With Teddy still in his backpack, Jack followed Annie down to a lower branch. They peered out at the twilight forest. In the gray gloom, they saw a herd of elephants. One stood beneath their tree eating leaves. Others munched grass. Hey, I've got a really cool idea, said Annie. See the picture, Rolf? Now I have to show them. You can see the tree trunk and the elephant trunk. Oh, that's the end of that chapter. Tomorrow we'll tune into chapter 5 called Night Walk. All right, little ones, I will see you soon. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Rolf, maybe you'll join us again sometime.
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, see you later, guys.